Hey, this is Joel with the Traveler Toolkit, and in today's video, we're going to be checking out a brand new camping spot on the Traveler Toolkit Ranch as we look through a brand new tent. I've got the two-person cot tent from Nightcat. This is something totally unique for me, never seen it before, and I'm excited to try it out and set it up with you. So come along, we're going to do all that and more in this video. So let me show you why I chose this spot back here. It's got this really cool beginning of a deer trail that goes up the hill, but it is tucked back in here by itself, away from the rest of the property. It was an old clearing that I just kind of expanded, and now we're gonna use for some camping. So lots of debris still on the ground. Don't wanna put a tent down. This is going to be the perfect solution. And if you're not really familiar with the concept of a cot tent, well, it's just two basic components put together. In this half, we have the cot that goes on the ground. It's got some legs and a suspension system that's a bed. More comfortable than sleeping on the ground, I can tell you that. And then right here, we've just got a little tent that attaches right to the top with a rain fly. So we're gonna set the tent aside and start by assembling the cot itself, which will act as our basis for the tent and give us a nice place to lay our head. These are the legs and the supports. Everything is kind of built into it. I believe there are 4 of those. And then these are the side rails or supports for the frame of the cot. So just going to unload everything out of the bag here. There's 3 and 4. And then we have the material for the cot itself. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of spread this out. Obviously, this is going to be our top, but we assemble it upside down, it looks like. And now we're just going to take our pole and allow it to be assembled. Should be 1 for each side, yeah, 2. So these are going to run on either side of the cot to provide structure. There we go. So I guess it doesn't matter what end we start at. We're going to start down here. Just feed this all the way through, best as we can. Oh, I think I can do this without leaving my spot. There we go. And now that we're fed all the way through, I just have to pull this up and around. There we go. And tuck the pole inside there. So just pull in the loop, tuck it inside. Now we have a rail completely fit. Let's do the other one. All right, let's go from this side now. I must not be very good at this. There we go. Not too bad. Okay, now that the side rails are on, we can work on our supports. Now these actually have a pretty cool design. They just pull out and clip together like this. These red buttons are what allows you to stow it away and lock it in. And then on each side, you have to pull on these, and the little elastic string that's holding it in its spot comes open, and you can replace it right where it belongs. So you see here, elastic string, and it kind of guides you to the hole. So these are the legs it stands on, and these clip into the side rails. Now I have to do that on both sides for each set of legs. And again, there are 4 of these. But this doesn't look hard at all. Let's just start right here in the middle. Looks like it. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, I am. They just clip in here. Oh yeah, a nice little tactile clip. And then you can clip it over here and then press it down in the middle. I like that a lot. So I'm going to leave it open until we get all 4 set, then we'll clamp them all down. Let's do it. coming up to the home stretch here, 4th leg. And then once this is attached, then we can just click these in for tension. Maybe I should start in the middle. That's a little tight. Oh, that is satisfying. And really tight. I mean, I had to give that quite a bit more effort than I thought, but look at this. Let's flip it over. Whoa. And our pillows. Oh, that is way better than sleeping on the ground. Oh yeah. Okay, we got to put the tent on top now. And actually, before we do that, I just want to give you a closer look at how everything's shaped up. This is pretty impressive. Look at that structure underneath. It is really strong. It's sturdy. It's nice and tight, but it has give to it. Not to the point where it feels like it's going to fall in or fall over, but much more comfortable than sleeping on the ground. And like I said, we've got an area back here with just a bunch of junk all over the ground. And this is going to keep us protected, not only from that, but from creepy crawlies too. So let's go ahead and get the tent on top. I might flip this a little because right now we're running downhill. Put our head up that direction. And that is much, much better. I like it. Okay, so the tent portion of this equation should be pretty easy. It's just going to set on top of this and kind of wrap around the corners from what I've seen. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. Let's check it out and see how it works. Of course, inside the bag, we have the tent. Now, I believe this is the rain fly. It is separate, so you can either sleep in the tent with just the mosquito nets and open, or if it's raining, you can throw down the rain fly. Inside, we also have some stakes. Yeah, just a few stakes and some tie down. We'll see if we need that because we're literally sleeping on top of our tent. But if you're gonna, pull anything out like a flap, you're gonna want to put your stakes down. And we also have poles, which I assume are going to give us the structure of the tent. There we go, the poles. So let's go ahead and spread out the tent first so we can make sure it's oriented in the right direction. Okay, and it looks like the frame is going to be on the outside of the tent, so there's nothing to even like fish through. So I'm just gonna start setting this up. It's really pretty easy. You can't do this wrong. If you've never set up a tent before, you don't need to. It's pretty simple. Just stick it together where it's already stuck together. Now let's start sticking the corners on the tent corners. And this is what that looks like. Each corner of the tent has a little grommet that's going to accept this guy, and these poles are going to bend for us as it goes up to the top of the tent. And then we will slowly also hook on our frame. Trying to decide where it hooks. We'll do it that way and see if it's correct. If not, we'll change. There we go. Now we're getting some structure. Once I get this in, it's pretty much the structure it's going to be. See? See what I mean? Pull these guys up here. Little plastic clasps on the corners. Grommet here on the end to catch these sides. Got to get this side. They give you a little pull tab here. That's pretty easy. Hook up all our plastic clips. And now it looks like the only thing we need to do is attach this to the cot itself. So underneath each corner, oh, I'm already hooked in the back. You do have a loop here, so we're going to loop this around. And then when they're all attached, we'll pull this tight, but not quite yet. Get over here. There we go. And the important thing is to get these balanced on the cot. You don't want one hanging way over. You want these corners to line up. Now, I don't know about you, but in my book, that's pretty easy. And look at this, we are completely off the ground. The tent is attached. We don't have the rain fly on yet, and this is a pretty simple operation here. You can see these plastic clips just clip on all the way around. Not hard to get on or off. That's the structure. Pretty easy to pull around. And yeah, you've got a door on each side. There are screens everywhere. Let's get inside and see how it feels. All right, here we go, inside. Oh boy, this is pretty comfortable. Feels pretty spacious. You do have a hook up here. You can hang a light. It's not going to hold a lot of weight. There's not a lot of structure up there, but we also have tie-ups for all of these screens if you wanted to roll them back and just be open air on this side and on this side. You could do that. We can zip from the inside. I do love that. Now we're completely encapsulated. Let's see, my head is touching up here, or not touching. You can see where my feet are. There's where my head is. I really do have a decent amount of room up here. I'm wearing a hat, but look at all the room I've got side to side. Now, this is the two-person. If you put me in here with another person, I might be, now you'd have to really like them. It's going to be a little tight, but I can scoot over to the edge, but I'm touching the edge of the tent here. So, you know, it's a really spacious one person. Two people in here are really going to be cozy, but at the same time, this is way better than sleeping on the ground. Now, I know you can add air mattresses in here. We do have our pillows kind of underneath here. They're attached with Velcro, but it is a really cool feeling that we've got kind of this almost like a spring mattress feel to it, but we didn't have to put anything down. I don't think I would need an air mattress, but you could definitely add either one single or one that covered the full bottom of the cot to it, and that would be great. Now again, because of the lightweight nature of the tent, there's not much to speak of as far as amenities go inside. There is this one corner pocket here. I take that back. There is two corner pockets over here. So one on each far corner, and then as you follow this up, we already talked about, you do have one singular hook up here. It is lightweight and it's not going to hold a lot, but you know, adding things inside the tent is not the point of this one. It's sitting here and enjoying this view with all these screens. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and get out of here, and we will put the rain fly on. And I should also say that it's really easy to get in and out of because I'm like sitting down. It's just like, you know, sitting down on a chair and rolling your legs in. That's really easy to do, much easier to get in and out of than a regular tent. And before we cover it up, I thought I'd just give you some close-up looks at these grommets, the things that are holding this tent together. We already talked about these plastic snaps here, really lightweight. It's an aluminum tent pole. It's got this kind of flex section in the middle that holds it up, but overall feels like a really good design. It goes together pretty easy, and I think even beginners and novices are going to have an easy time putting this up and taking it down. All right, now I would assume that this is not really hard to put on. I did notice we have clips in each corner, and we have corresponding clips in each corner of the rain fly. So I think it just goes over top, and then we can clip each of the four corners down, and we're good to go. Now, as you're throwing it up here, one thing you'll want to make sure is that the zippers are perpendicular. There's a word from grade school you didn't think you needed to remember. Perpendicular to the doors of the tent. So you want your zippers running this way so you can unzip it for the doors. Make sense? Of course it makes sense. You're smart people. And it looks like we can either pull this back or tie it up, or they have a little rope here that we could tie out like this, just on one side. I think I would like to do that. Let's try that on this front side. Here we go. let's call right here good. And you can kind of adjust it wherever you want. If, let's see, you want a little more out here like that. There we go. There we go. And now we have kind of a little front to the tent that allows you to get in here, in and out. Maybe you want to put your shoes or something right there. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. And now there's just a few other things I want to point out about this rain fly. You do have the seam that's coming to a nice point here on your pole. You want to make sure that is aligned. And around here on the sides, there are ventilation flaps that you can use. I don't know if you've seen these before. I've seen these on quite a few tents, but they just flop up like this. And there is, more Velcro right here so that you get this ventilation gap. You get this nice breezeway. And we have one of those on both sides. Pop it open, flop it out. There you go. Now you get cross ventilation. And I know I said this earlier, but you also have the same flap in the back that you do the front. So it's a full-size zipper, top to bottom, and the rope. So you could tie up both sides. You could tie up neither side, whatever you want. And then in the corners, you do have these clips, which I didn't show you close up yet, but this is how they clip in. You can adjust them, pull them up tighter if you want, loosen them up, and then when you're ready to go, it's really easy to just take this off with 4 clips and you are untethered from the rest of your tent. So what did I tell you? This little thicket back here turned out to be a really nice camping spot, and I'm looking forward to spending some time back inside here. I feel like this is an army bunker. We're just kind of blending in. The deer won't even know we're here with this rain cover on there. So let's talk first thoughts and impressions on the tent. First off, I'll say I've never owned a cot tent. I have never slept in a cot tent before, but the concept seems really fun. I mean, being up off the ground, having this platform that gives you a lot more, let's just call it give and support than the ground does, is really attractive, especially for a guy like me who's got a bad back and I don't want to pack an air mattress back here. Now, you saw the bags, they weren't extremely small. It's not going to be something you throw in a backpack, but it is easy to get from one place to another with relative, strength. You're not going to have to be a strong man to carry this 300-400 yards out into the woods away from a car, or in my case, a UTV. Now, as far as interior space goes, I'd say this 2-person is adequate. I don't know that I would want to spend a lot of time in here with another person, but look at how much room I do have. The single is much more narrow. So if you're looking for like a luxury experience, maybe get the 2-person and sleep in it by yourself. I'd say me and my 12-year-old son Maxwell could sleep in here pretty easily because he doesn't take up too much space. But overall, the space is really comfy and cozy. And finally, let's talk about build quality and materials. As with most of Nightcat's stuff, this is lightweight camping gear that, if you take care of it, should perform as expected over many times of use. If you abuse it, if you expect it to be something that it is not, this is lightweight camping material that is waterproof on the outside. There is a waterproof coating on this. I know everybody's always asking, why didn't you test this in the rain? We do a lot of testing with rain flies, with water and stuff, but I'm off grid farther away from things today, so I didn't do this. But it does have a waterproof coating under here that is very evident, and I suspect because it is separated from the main part of the tent that it should provide real substantial coverage, not only from rain, but to keep that morning dew off of you as well. So treat your gear well, and I think it'll serve you well over the years. This seems to be up to the same standards of quality as all the other Nightcat gear that I have, and that has been working out just fine over the last couple years. So I guess the final question is this worth buying? And I would say if you're looking for something unique, fun, and something you've never done before, this is a great way to go. And if you're looking for the non-traditional experience, try this out. I know it's going to be a great addition to the Traveler Toolkit Ranch here in all of our camping spots. So I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. You can check it out for yourself. As always, my name is Joel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.